Most people don't ruin their lives overnight. Most people's lives aren't ruined because something catastrophic happens to them. Rather, it's the result of choices, big and small, that we make over the course of time that alter the direction and trajectory of our lives. Here's the 10 decisions that we'll be faced with, and if you make the wrong ones, you'll come to regret it. Number one, you marry or stay with the wrong person. When you're with someone for a number of years, it gets comfortable. You could convince yourself that you're happy, but deep down, you may know that there's something more that you want. And you may have to have the courage to go into the uncertainty and the instability to find that. Because if you stay in a relationship you don't want to be in, you're doing a disservice to yourself and the person you're with, and you'll both be unhappy. Number two, believing that you should pursue your passion. Now, we all have passions and dreams. I wanted to become a famous baseball player and a famous actor, but I wasn't very good at either of those things. I started focusing on what was I good at and what could I do that would meaningfully serve and help other people. And that led to a much happier and meaningful life rather than chasing dreams that were not attainable. Number three, deciding what you will tolerate. Many people, especially in their younger years, say, if I'm in a relationship and this happens, I'll never stay with that person. Or if I'm at this job and this happens to me, or I have a horrible boss, I'll never stay there. But as we get older, we slowly find ourselves tolerating the very things that years earlier to us were non-negotiable. Don't give up on those non-negotiables, because if you compromise, you'll be unhappy and unfulfilled. Number four, what version of you is going to get the final vote? Now, what does this decision mean? Well, we all have different aspects of our personality. Sometimes we want immediate gratification. Sometimes we want to buy that car or take this vacation rather than save money. Sometimes we want to eat our favorite food instead of exercise. We all have productive sides and destructive sides. You have to decide, particularly in critical moments, what side of you is going to win out, because that will make all the difference. Number five, waiting for the perfect time. I'll look for a new job when I'm feeling better or when I'm financially secure. I'll leave this relationship when I feel like, I have the courage to do so, or when I'm feeling better about myself. We can tell ourselves so many things and make so many excuses for why we don't do the things we want to do. And that just doesn't delay it. It often means that we'll never do them. So don't wait until the perfect time, because there is no perfect time. Number six, believing that hope is a strategy. Hope sounds wonderful. We all hope for great things, success, meaningful lives, meaningful relationships, healthy and long lives. But hope alone isn't going to get you there. You have to make active and often difficult choices to prioritize what you want and what you need. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself looking back with regret about the life you should have lived rather than the one that you did. Number seven, deciding which questions you'll never ask. Whether you're retaining a lawyer or you're in a job interview or you're dating someone, there's questions in your mind that you want to ask that person to find out, is this lawyer the right one for you? Is this person the one you want to stay with? Is this job the one that you want to accept? But so many times we never ask them. We don't ask them for a variety of reasons. We're afraid if we'll offend somebody. We're afraid of what the answer will be. But by not asking the important questions, you never get the answers you need to make the most informed decisions. So ask the questions. You may not like the answers, but at least you'll get one. Number eight, deciding if you're going to be the main character in your story or the narrator. What do I mean by that? Well, some people focus most of their lives on commenting about what happens to them, complaining about what happens to them, being the victim, making excuses. Well, that's what the narrators do. But the main characters take ownership over their lives, and through all the difficulties and ups and downs that life throws at us, they persevere. They're resilient. They focus on what they can control, and they decide that happiness is their choice and ultimately theirs alone. When you do that, it's empowering and often leads to the life that you've envisioned. Number 9, choosing to look rich instead of becoming rich. I can't tell you how many times in my 25 years as a lawyer and as a professor, especially with younger people, they get a good job and they get the fancy car. They get the fancy clothes. They even buy the fancy house. And to others, they seem incredibly successful. Their image is just so impressive. But underneath that, are they really becoming financially secure? No. And that's another difficult decision. Financial security is not something that is a sprint. It's a marathon. And all those little choices you make along the way, whether to buy the fancy car, the house, or the fancy clothes, has long-term impacts on whether you will have that security. So when you're faced with those decisions, don't focus on looking rich. Focus on being rich and becoming rich. Number 10, choosing to be interesting instead of interested. What do I mean by that? Well, so many people care about their image, so they want to be the life of the party, the most charismatic person, the person that everyone loves. And that's all well and good, but that's temporary. Being interested is different. That means you're interested in learning new skills, having new knowledge, okay? Growing as a human being. And that's what leads to a fulfilling life because you're always willing to listen and to learn rather than appearing as someone who everyone loves. Instead, you're focused on growing so that you can love yourself. And here's a bonus one, number 11. Forgetting to build the life that you want. I think all of us can go back and remember when we were more innocent, what we wanted, what we hoped for, what we needed. But as we got older, slowly but surely, we compromised. We tolerated more. And instead of building the life that we wanted, we built a life that we could find, tolerable. That's not going to get you there. Because at the end of the day, when we all pass away, we want to look back and say, did I do it my way and did I do it the best way that I could? Well, it's going to come down to these 10 and now 11 decisions. And if you don't make the right ones, and they are hard to make, but they ultimately pay off, if you don't make the right ones, you'll live with regret. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you soon.